Here's what's been happening lately. 3 things. First, the Obama Presidential Center is now open. Next, Chicago government leaders are calling for the creation of a city department of gun violence reduction. And lastly, in this fall's Chicago school board elections, many voters may only have one candidate to choose from. First, the Obama Presidential Center opened to the public last Friday, attracting crowds of locals and visitors from across the U.S. and abroad. You can now visit the center for yourself. Tickets are sold out from June through October, though the calendar has openings in November. Tickets cost $30, and there's a $4 discount for Illinois residents, a $3 discount for out-of-state kids, and $11 off for in-state kids. Tickets cannot be returned, transferred, or sold. In July and August, the center will host a series of talks, films, and events for the nation's 250th anniversary titled You Are America. It kicks off with a free Independence Day celebration called the People's Fourth, featuring live music, self-guided tours, and family-friendly activities. There's also summer garden gatherings that will be hosted in the fruit and vegetable garden every other week from July 12th through September 20th. A walk-run club for those 50 years or older called At Your Pace will meet at the center on Thursday mornings from August 6th through October 8th. On August 4th, an all-ages celebration of President Barack Obama's birthday will also be held. Next, a coalition of city and county officials, as well as advocacy groups, is pushing for the creation of a new city department of gun violence reduction. Few details were discussed regarding staffing or what the department might look like, but officials said it would have a $100 million budget made up of existing public safety money across Chicago city departments. It would also have contracting and procurement powers to put workers like violence interrupters on the city's payroll, the group said. The city plans to spend more than $3 billion on public safety this year, meaning the proposal would take up about 3% of that spending. The plan would replace the mayor's Office of Community Safety, one of the many existing city agencies and offices devoted to the issue. That office currently coordinates the city's response to violence involving the city's first responders, emergency management, the Chicago Police Board, and oversight agencies. Mayor Brandon Johnson said he supports the creation of the office, which would ensure violence prevention efforts are aligned and accountable and sustained over time. While the proposal calls for an executive order from Johnson, the group is also pushing for an ordinance to ensure that the agency couldn't be undone by a future mayor. It's set to be introduced before the August City Council recess, and advocates said they hope it will be part of the fall budget proposal. And lastly, for 3 decades, Chicago voters have not had a direct say in who represents them on the city's Board of Education, and many may not have much of a choice again this fall, despite an otherwise historic election in which all 21 school board seats are on the ballot in November's general election. That's because 17 races could end up with just one candidate if challenges to their petition signatures are successful. That's on top of the 2 seats up for election that have just one candidate. This year, 28 candidates, more than half of the current field of 51 candidates, are at risk of getting knocked off the ballot. The Urban Center, a pro-school choice, politically centrist organization, is behind at least 14 of those challenges. Most of the candidates facing challenges, including 4 of the 5 people running for school board president, could be wiped from the ballot due to a claim that the way they collected signatures violated election law. Most of the Urban Center's challenges include this claim. Known as a dual circulation argument, the challengers say that some people who helped the candidates collect signatures were not allowed to do so because they had already circulated petitions for other candidates during the March primary election. Chicago's school board races are nonpartisan and were not part of the primary. If the electoral board agrees, they could make a single ruling that would result in thousands of voters across 14 districts having just one school board candidate on their ballot. For candidates, fighting petition challenges can be time-consuming and expensive, which can cut into campaigning or cause them to withdraw from the race and leave voters with fewer choices. Election attorneys and challengers, however, say the process ensures candidates are following the law and are people who voters want on the ballot. In Chicago, petition challenges are often backed by powerful special interests as a tactic to narrow the race.